that was rather creepy, wasn't it? Good evening. Shemai, Michael. Bugs, rather. I never call you Michael. Why am I starting now? Shemai, Fionn. You still in London, Fionn? I wonder. So here we are. I'm in my square. I'm in 25 my square where my parents live, and I want to turn your attention to now see that there used to have a clock face in it, this, and every time I'd come in through that door I would go for the switch, which is now here, but there where it used to be, and then it had been replaced by a clock. Yes, a clock. The theme of many of my blogs, and something that keeps coming up. See that there? Another clock. They're everywhere. They're in switches. I would come into this room and I would, in the dark, go to switch that, and then I found one evening my finger got stabbed by the clock hand or clock face that was protruding the wall. I had a bit of a shock that evening, so my father taken the switch out of that side and run it down that side. So when you come in the dark and you went to turn the switch on there, my finger was met by a clock which stabbed me in the finger. It was an awful experience. It's never left me. I never enter this house anymore without sort of checking everything first. Evening Mike, evening Amelia, evening everybody. That there is Buddy, who is here also. You okay, Buddy? All good? Good. You'll find like little buddies everywhere around this house. They are. Look, another clock, another buddy, little buddy. Shemai Jason, Shemai Ian Lewis. Now let's have a look. Just a second. Yes. Good evening, Ian Lewis. Thank you for joining me, and thank you for the wonderful post in the paper today. I can't thank you enough for that. We even had front page, which was a bit of a shock, but really appreciate that. That's fantastic. My father saw the paper article earlier. Apparently my mother had words to say about it, but I'm not I'm not going to question any of that. Wonderful article anyway, I've got to say that. Not because I got home, because I mean it. Yeah, so diolch yn fawr. Hang on, I've just stood on something here. There. There's no one in right now, apart from my brother who's in the other room. I'm not going to disturb him though. That's me there with half long hair. My mother's rather proud of that picture. That was when I had my degree over 10 years ago, and she never had her other photograph when I did my MA. Well, I took it, but she never had it. I did take a sort of a bit of a P-take image for her to frame, or I was going to frame it for her. I want to draw your attention to something else, because this is how good it is at home with my mother. Let's have a look. See that? Yeah. Sausage dinner ready, only have to warm it up. Sausages in the gravy in the saucepan. Love, Mum. See? You can't get better than that, can you? Whoa, what am I doing with this thing? Yeah. Now that's number one. First star treatment, that is. I'm moving back with Mum. And if you're watching this, Jem, I'm sure it comes as no shock. Just joking. Jem just made me dinner and I've run out on it. Yeah. I'm going to go outside before anybody else comes back here. I'm hoping to have a sort of interview with my mother at some point. Maybe. Yeah, quite right, Ian, quite right. Yeah, as I was saying earlier, this thing behind me here, there, that stabbed me in the finger. Clocks, I tell you, they will be the death of me. They'll be the death of everybody in this household. They are everywhere, absolutely everywhere. Hang on, my father's gonna trying to. What do you think of this? As it lies across the door, Cymru, Wales. There was always sort of stuck a shine to these things on the top of the cupboard, which I mean to photograph. What am I doing with this? I'm back. Right, let's go for a little walk, I think. Right, buddy, can I pass you there, my friend? Thank you. Close the door. I was hoping to go for another walk around the street this week, but it wasn't possible. Now I'm going to one of my comfort zones, I think, in the dark. So stay with me, I'm still here. I just don't know where the switches are, and possibly might not find them. Bear with me, I don't know where anything is here. I'm still here. Jeepers, he's still here too. That's a big spider. He can do one. I'm still in the dark. Oof. Ooh, I want to show you that spider. He's a big one. Look at that beauty. Oosh. Now then, he can move somewhere else, I'd say. I don't think I want to be in here, especially if those things are about. How many more hanging about here that I haven't seen? That's rather creepy. Okay, maybe we can share the room with him. If I keep an eye on him, he might stay out of my chops. Yeah, I'm still not rather comfortable. You see one of those in your house, you want to run. But we are in the greenhouse at the moment. My father's had a little tidy up in here, look. Nothing apart from Ed and the lamp. What's going on? My dad's still in hospital at the moment, so I don't like to interfere too much with the house. Yeah, he's rather high spirits. He's loving his stardom, I think. I'm sure he's probably been heckled a bit today after being in the paper. He had front page, as I mentioned earlier, due to Ian's wonderful article. Let me just see. So how many of you with me? I'm not quite sure. Should my Dean, Daisy? Let's have a look. Are you all still hanging in there? I don't think I want to stay in here. I'll leave the light on for a minute. But let's see what else. What other access do I have? I'm locked out of everything. Wouldn't it be good if I could have an interview with my brother? Wouldn't it, brother? It's okay. I won't come and bother you. He's probably watching something. Doesn't want to see me. Let's see what's in here then. Ah, another Grandad clock. Let's see if we can get that in the background. Over there. Oh, you can just about see it. The lights aren't on you properly. There may be some... There's some restriction in this room at the moment, but this was our shed when we were kids. Do I get loyalty card? Gin stamps. I want the gin stamps, not you. Phone Spider-Man. I thought you were Spider-Man, Mike. Yeah, get my brother on. I might do now. Maybe he's watching. If he's watching, he might say yes. Probably not. It looks like he's up in the bathroom. That would be wrong, wouldn't it? Should I just go up the stairs? Bust through the door? Wouldn't do that to my brother. Not at all. Here's another little message. How's this? Little post-it notes everywhere. Oh, and that's back to front. We don't do back to front. I love those things. You go around this place and sometimes you just find a little gem like that. Oops. I took a photograph of this some time ago. Nothing changes much. Go on, Huw, you know you want to. My life wouldn't be worth living. Can you imagine? Maybe I'll catch my mother or something on the way in now. Oh look, there's a bottle left here. A ship in a bottle, and a bottle in a ship. Oh, you can't really make them out. If I... There is literally... Come on, give me a second. There's literally three bottles there. No, 1, 2, 3, 4 bottles with a ship at heart, I believe. But oops, that shelf's coming away. I don't want that. Something's falling behind. Ooh, I'm going to lose that bottle. Oh look, it's another clock. Would you believe it? Yeah. And another clock. Rules for the drinker. Oh look! Oh look! There's 1, 2, 3 bottles. So anybody wondering, last night when I went live, I discussed some of the strangest things that he has. Now, if you look at the details on these things, I put this on exhibition last year. It was tidier then. It seems to be just chucked into a corner at the moment. But yeah, it's made out of candles. There's candles there that seems to act as a fence that goes round this. But still, what fascinates me at this stage is that there's another grandfather clock in here. Or I don't believe they're called grandfather clocks. I believe they're called something else. Not sure what. Anyway, good evening everybody. Thanks for joining me. Maybe everybody hit that share button and see how far we get. This place looks a bit... Dad, you need to tidy your shed up. There's no excuse. I'm sure there's other people in hospital beds that don't have sheds in this mess. No. Or maybe we could blame my brother. We could, but I'm not sure he would appreciate it. Let's have a look at this. Now this door has been here since the shed was built over 30 years ago. I remember this shed being built. My father built it with his bare hands. And there's even a symbol there that I painted when I was about 7 years old. You can only just make it out. My father makes his own stained glass as well. As you do. Or at least that's his own interpretation. Made with mastic, from a mastic gun. Speaking of Princess Diana and Prince Charles, you'll see all this sort of memorabilia lying around this place, because that's what I had to learn what the royal family were when we were kids. But my father always made it out like he was an anti-royalist. I think he just did it to wind my grandmother up. Or he possibly is an anti-royalist. I'd like to believe he is, possibly. Anyway, let's have a... I'm sorry, it's so dark out here, I can't really show you anything, which is a shame. Yeah. I wish I could show you the garden. There's probably a few aspects I'd like to have a look at. But coming back at this time of night to take photographs or film is always rather tricky. It gives you an insight of some parts. For those of you wondering, what the hell is this man doing walking around his father's gardens or sheds or his whatever? Well, the reason I'm doing it is because this project is built around my father. So I'm just showing little aspects, giving you a little insight into his world. And it's an opportunity for everybody to sort of see little bits and ask questions. He is a strange bloke, see, John? And you all know that. I know it. But the world needs to know it, see, John? I don't think that. Weird, maybe. Weird. Weird, we say in Wales. I'm trying to look for something here. I'm locked out of everywhere else. So I can't show you things at the moment. My mother's out. My father is out. How selfish. What's up with my family? I'm probably going to meet a few more spiders now that aren't very... This shed is very different to his other sheds, as you've seen. Let me get this. Now this was a prized shelf at one time. Now look at it. Like the apocalypse. What's going on here? Rusty tools. See, this is like the Monica cupboard. Anybody watch Friends? Where Monica throws everything into the cupboard. She's so neat and tidy about everything else, but throws everything else into this little cupboard. And I believe that's what my father's doing. Or this could be something to do with, it's done, it's dusted, leave it there, it's an old shed. Let's move on to another one. I think that's more what's happening here. He's bored of this shed. It's messy. He can't be bothered to clean it up. So he's gone for a break in hospital, possibly. that just sounds so bad, doesn't it? Strange isn't the word. It may be unique. Yeah, maybe. So, I'd like to show you all his little bird boxes as well. I think I've started, but not quite completed there's one up there also somewhere. And at one time they'd be above the lamp posts, the line posts I meant, not lamp posts. It's called the Cupboard of Doom in our house. Yes, but that's a pretty accurate description, I believe. I think everybody has drawers of doom. I'm sure Michael McIntyre made a sketch about that once. Let's have a look at this. Did I show you this before? I'm sure I did. That's the outside clock. And when we looked inside my father's shed, that had like a million other clocks. Things seem alive this time of night in my father's garden, but it's not light enough to see them. At the back of this place, as I showed you the other day, you've got the Cwm, the woods, where the river runs through. It's where we used to spend our time as kids. I should be shitting my pants at this point because I'm very close to it, and that's where Di Woods is. If you believe in that sort of thing. Are you an expert on drawers, Huw? Am I an expert on drawers? Well, it depends. I know a thing or two about the top drawer, the middle drawer, and the drawer that doesn't get used at the bottom and you throw linen or towels or something like that. At least that's my practice. I am rather, quite a bit of an expert, John, to be honest. I do have to admit that. I'm not very good at cleaning them. How about you? Yay? Nay? Yeah, maybe. If I keep going this way. Shouldn't I, David? Thank you for joining. Everybody that's with me right now, hit the share button, because everybody wants to be bombarded by myself, don't you think? Or the other type of drawers. I knew you were going there, John, and I'm not going to answer that, because it wouldn't be proper, you see. There's Buddy again, look. I'll show you one of my pictures, favourite pictures of my mum. There she is. Right there. That's me mum. Fridge magnets. What's up with fridge magnets? Why do we all collect them? We all collect fridge magnets. We saw my friend from New York the other day, 10 years ago. He left those behind as well. Good see him. If we go back over here. Buddy, you've left your toys about. As I said, it's my mother's favourite picture. Bestest in the world, as she says. Bestest in the world. The trusted queen. Huh? My grandmother. Now then, here's a subject for you. Let's see if there's any in here. No, not in here. We'll come back to this. Let's go for a little walk, shall we? I love that paper. That wallpaper. Brother, I hope you're not naked running around now. I hope you're not running around the house naked as you're always doing. Oh, there we are. Okay. He means knickers here. I know that, Yvonne. I was trying to avoid that. In pain here. About what now? Mike, I want to know. Anyway, sorry, I'm reading this and my camera's going everywhere. Yeah, just wanted to show you something new. No, you can't really make it out. It's too dark. How do I put some lights on this thing? Absolutely useless it is. Oh, there you go. No, that there is the famous grouse. Now, I remember when I was a kid. Now, this is where my father comes from. That's the type he is. When I was a kid, my grandmother had come to watch us. Me and my brother were little. And see these little... apparently, that was worth money at some point. Well, my grandmother... those came after my grandmother went. But when my grandmother used to look after us, she used to drink these. No matter how much they were worth, she drank that. She drank, let's see, that, and many more. And then she'd fill them back up with water. Well, as you see, unless she filled those up with some sort of apple juice, I still believe my mother's home. I must run and hide. Just want to show you that first. That's Elvis, by the way. And that's me, probably the right way round. I don't have anything to check now. If it's in reverse. No, it's not. It's not even in reverse. I don't get this system at all. Now, if I do it this way, I can see the back of my head the right way round. What am I on about? Hang on. You know, just in case... we keep a clock there as well, just in case you leave the other room where there's 13 clocks. There's at least one in the passage, as we called this when we were kids. And then there's one directly in front of you there, just in case the door's closed. Or two directly. So, yeah, gives you an idea that you need clocks. I don't know if there's... I can't... No. No. we won't go there. Anyway, I'm going to have a sit down now. You can talk to me. So, how many of you are tuned in? I can't see again. So, how many of you are with me, and does anybody have a question? No? Nothing coming through. Although I do miss things as they're coming through. Now, Yvonne, I can't believe you had to say that. Now then, Mike. Oof, this has gone to sleep, I believe. Let's see, let's put it back on. Yeah, I think the battery's going. I did charge it. I left. There she goes. Hang on. Right, let's do this by hand. Now I'm typing as well. I'm not trying to do that. There's glitch after glitch with myself, as I'm sure you're aware by this stage. So, who's with me? Hello, Daddy. Huw Kai. So Kai is with me. Kai, you're not with me in person tonight. You've left me down. You're my right-hand man. You've got to be. I've got Jack. I've got pictures of you in the background, but not you in person. Michael, thank you for joining. So I'm in my mother's house tonight. I was hoping maybe we could do some sort of interview with Pearl, my mother. I may get that opportunity, or possibly we could do this on the weekend. I don't think it would be fair to spring it on her at this stage. At what point in his life did your father become interested in time? It must play a significant part in his life. That's an interesting question, Claire. Thank you for being with me, Michael. Bugs ditch. Yeah. At what point? Good question. I have no idea. But if I show you, look, here is what it's like. There's a clock there. Can you see handicap in the corner as well? Look. Another clock. And if we look into that corner, there's another clock. I'm not sure. Oh, no, it's gone. There was a clock up there, and there used to be one there. There isn't anymore. So, I'm not sure. My brother's been making a mess. She's going to have a row with my mother when she comes in for not cleaning up. I know this because I've just filmed it. Nothing would have been said otherwise, so I've just made my brother's life a misery. You can thank me later. I was in the background. Yes, you were, Kai. You were in the background, and look, that's Kai there. That tiny little man there with a cap on his head. See, he's always with me even when he's not, and Maddie's there. Plenty of pictures of my mother's house. There used to be plenty of whiskey also, but my grandmother drank it. So we've established that. And if my grandmother hadn't drunk it, my father would have. So I'm sure that's a safe bet. Was Prince a good timekeeper, Huw? No, he's never been a good timekeeper with anything. He's got all these clocks. Now, though, if we turn up late and there's no excuse, he's gone. If you're 1 minute late, it's too late, he's been waiting for an hour, he's out of here. So if you say you're going to be there, you be there at the correct time, or it's not happening at all. Yeah, so that's kind of the case with you, man. So he's a good timekeeper when it comes to other people, but if he's timekeeping for himself, he's pretty good at it these days. But back in the day, no, not so much. So much. Should my Claire Thank you everybody for joining me. I'm not sure why you joined me. I wonder sometimes, does anybody actually listen to me rabbiting on about my parents? And some of you must think, what on earth is this boy talking about? Although I'm sure you've got a good grip at it right now. If you're here, then you know what's going on. At least you do by now, if you didn't. So you all know about the Kickstarter. You all know about my book, Scaffold Into the Moon. This is basically to sort of celebrate that. Moral support. Thank you very much, John. I appreciate that. I do appreciate everybody tuning in. And yeah, any kind of moral support is good, John. So yeah, thank you for that. Why I'm doing this, for any of you that are still sort of trying to struggle and working out what I'm up to, this is to support my next photo publication, filled with photographs and writing. Who hung the poster up after Andy escaped from his cell in Shawshank Redemption? Man, yeah. I'm struggling to see that visually, but I get the gist. Let's have a look. Say hi to Kai from Max. Hi Kai, from Max, who's listening now. This is, yeah, that's strange, isn't it? Sort of, I'm getting to grips with all these things. I'm so behind the times. And hi Max. Are you watching, Max? Are you wondering, what is this man doing? You must be. I'm sure I would have been at your age. I think even Kai's still trying to work it out. He knows that Daddy's playing with live streaming. Aaron is watching you now, Huw. The Flash is finished. Ha! You watching The Flash before me, Aaron? I don't blame you. That's a much better programme than watching Huw on TV live. Although, I've got to say, Aaron, you've been my favourite person, well, you know, you and Kai, of course, on this show so far. Is it a show? Is it live? Is it streaming? I don't know. Is it? It's a family show. It is a family show. I keep it clean. I always keep it clean. That's why Prince isn't on you. If Prince was on you, it'd be a very different story. Or Mike. If Mike was on you, there'd be a very different story. Am I right, Mike? I'm sure Aaron will tell you the same. Am I right, Aaron? You know. You and I both know that Daddy is very true. He's been swearing. He's like John the Prince, isn't he, Aaron? Kai saying hi to everybody. Anyway, was Flash good, Aaron? Kai's not been watching that. Has anybody else been watching Flash? Before watching my show? Anyway, yeah, so, should mind Marie. I'm late tonight because I had to go to a parents' evening, as we do. And Kai, I can honestly say, your teacher was wonderful and she thought that you were a very good boy as well. Although, if you're anything like Daddy was in school, I'm sure you were. And if there's any teachers looking at this right now, from the day when I was a kid, you'll back it up as well, won't you? I'm sure you will. Daddy's naughty, Aaron. And Gemma saying, no, Aaron. Oh, it's not Gemma, actually, that's Kai. Right, have we got any questions, maybe, before I start rabbiting on again? Is it just me who's winter landed? We're not starting to talk about the weather now. We'll keep that for another day. Shared, thank you very much. Anybody else shared? Share it, go on, have a share. Normally, I'd like to offer you a sweet tea. I can offer you a bowl of fruit. Anybody want a cherry? lemon, an apple. What's that meant to be? Is that meant to be a pear? Have you ever seen a pear that colour? My mother likes this bowl. And do you know, I think it's wonderful as well. Where have you been, Yvonne? I thought you joined already. Thank you for coming back. Did you go off and watch The Flash? I'm not happy with this. Do you know, next week I'm frightened to go live. We're having steak. Are you? How many have you made? Do you think you've got a spare one for me? Jem was cooking me food tonight, and that was pasta. Sorry, no, my connection went. Well, that'll teach you for talking about knickers. Now I've done it. So, yeah, bad boy. Keep it clean. Keep it clean. It's not funny. The word knickers is not funny. Don't laugh, Aaron. You'll end up like your daddy, swearing. What's he on about? Be quiet, eh? Right. So, we are 7 days into the final of Kickstarter. I think we're 7 days away, or probably 6 to be more accurate. Next Tuesday, it's Wednesday now, but next Tuesday, it's all over, baby. It's all over. Gone. Done. Dusted. And I'll be sleeping for a month, because I've been on you live with you 24/7. Or at least it feels that way. Should my Emma... what's going on? Ha. What's so funny, Kai? Are you laughing at that word I just said? I knew it's one of those words, isn't it? It just makes everybody laugh. Get on with it, he says. Get on with it. So, yeah, we've got 7 days left. Do me a favour. Did anybody tune in last night? If you didn't, all these videos are either on YouTube or Facebook anyway. So, if you didn't tune in last night, have a look at my video. I explain what I'm doing with the book, what's inspired me somewhat, and the books that have sort of influenced some of my decisions. I'll show you. I've showed a rough sketch of what the book works like somewhat, although there could be better examples. So I didn't really want to share it, but I have done. Someone is home. I'm in there.
What?
I am, Mum. I'm invading your...
My privacy.
Yeah. Not on purpose. I was just showing everybody the pictures in the background.
Yeah. You had your mother coming home.
Yeah. Yeah, so don't mind me. I'm just going to yap on.
Oh, okay.
Dad, okay?
Yeah, still in pain. It will look better.
I think he's having a holiday, to be honest.
He seems to be okay. It's a bit down that he's going to be in again. But, it's okay. I mean, it's not too bad.
That's good.
He doesn't leave things phasing for too long.
So yes, I'm boring people after death here, sat in front of your cabinet full of pictures. I've made Kai and Aaron laugh talking about knickers. It's Auntie Yvonne's fault. Yeah, and the stability of this thing has given in. So we've, as I said, we've got 7 days left. Still slightly hopeful that this is going to work, but if it doesn't, I'm really happy with all the support I've had of everybody on this thing so far. Now this is a very strange, surreal situation. I'm talking into a camera with my mother sat directly opposite me.
Watching you.
Yeah, watching me. Now that's live in a live situation. So I can even turn it back to my mother. There.
They don't want to see me here.
They don't want to see me, but they're here. Make her a nice cup of tea. I should make her a nice cup of tea. She's just come back from the hospital. Let's make my mother a cup of coffee. You love my coffee, don't you, Mum?
No, I don't.
Right, let's put the kettle on. You asked for this, Claire. So this is your interest in TV now, okay? That's still my favourite note this week. It's better than the ones that...
Oh,
there you go. This is how you make a cup of coffee, okay? So you fill it up that much. Now, how much more mundane can your TV viewing get? And if you're still with me, I question my own mentality. Where's John? John's in the hospital, Marie. He's having a break from my mother. He's had a hard time over the last few weeks. My mother's just on his back all the time, so he's gone in there for a couple of days, just to ease off for a bit. Yeah, yeah. I was showing Kieran. Kieran, do you know how to make a cup of tea? Now you're familiar with this house. You used to come down here when you were a youngster for John and Prince to fix your bikes. So you should know where everything is, I'm sure, to make a cup of tea. Look at that, Kieran. Did you get that at home? Did you get sausage dinner?
Who's that? Kieran up the road?
Yeah, Kieran.
Is in Kieran for a long day?
No. He's busy working. There you go. Do you want coffee, Mum? Or am I just making one for myself?
No, just making one for yourself.
Claire, this ended up being a coffee for myself, so thank you for yeah, thank you for that. No, my mother nearly made me that.
Well, I was going to make it.
I'm just joking, Mum. I wouldn't. Right, let me put my camera there, and I can make a tea properly. You can't see what I'm doing though. Living down in Pembrokeshire now. That's where Kieran's living, Mum. In Pembrokeshire.
No when's that I don't see you.
No, we haven't seen you for ages, Kieran. Come back to Tumble. It's much nicer in Tumble than Pembroke, man. Claire lives down in Pembroke. Call in and see Claire. That's one of about 23 fridges. My mother's laughing because she knows it's true.
Don't say things. Don't let your father's sheds.
Yeah, but that's one in the house. One of two that is to be made. I've just done that. I was going to put the coffee in the fridge. Try the milk. I've come indoors, Mum, for the simple reason Dad's holding spiders the size of elephants in his greenhouse, and I'm not a big fan of that, to be honest. You know, not that I've got anything against spiders, but when they've got claws in bigger sizes than me, I'm not happy about that. You deserve a coffee, Huw. Wet do you whistle?
He keeps cobwebs in his old shed, and he goes pinging the cobwebs. And when he does that, the spiders run from everywhere to see what it's caught in its web.
Oh, is it?
Yeah. It's funny.
Aaron's playing up now, wants to be on camera with Huw. Oh, well, Aaron, if I wasn't living so far away from you, like a whole street away, I'd probably come over and see you.
Who's that, right?
Aaron, not Alan. Alan! At the posh end of John Fack, where I used to call it. Where's... Oh yes, Pembroke, yeah, that's the posh end. Sorry, you lost me for a moment there, Claire. Yeah, Pembroke's posh. Kieran, pull your act together and get back to Tumble. Claire's telling you it was too posh up there for Tumble people. That's what you were insinuating, I'm sure, Claire. Claire's saying that us Tumble people that can't go to Pembroke is too posh. So my mother's on the squash and I'm on the coffee, the hard stuff, as you do it. Only because my father and grandmother's drunk all the whiskey. We were...
Oh, I couldn't keep up with them at all.
Oh, no.
I have tried a few times.
No. Yeah,
Didn't
no.
work.
That's not good. See that there's a miner's lamp? I've got a big miner's lamp there.
That's a replica.
Yeah.
We did have a proper miner's lamp, but I don't know where it is.
Oh yeah, I was going to say, yeah, Aaron is not in Mum's house, Paula's house.
No.
He's at home.
Ah, little Aaron. My new friend Aaron.
Yeah, Aaron's lovely, isn't he?
Yeah, it's lovely.
Is there vodka in the orange pearl?
Shh, don't tell anybody. I've got a gin in there.
Yeah, don't you start. Everybody's on the gin tonight. Apart from me, I'm going to drink coffee. Yeah. Well, we'll be back soon. What time's it, man?
Oh, well, thanks, yeah. 10 to 8.
Yeah, it does...
We've got 3 clocks in here.
So, it's 10 to 8 according to handicap.
There's one on the wall behind you, which hasn't been turned back because it's pointless turning it back because it's going back itself on Sunday.
Well, that's one way to think about it. Don't bother turning the clocks forward or backwards, everybody. Because they'll get round there eventually. So, right then. Thank you, Ian, for the article again in the journal. It was fantastic. I think my father's been a bit of a celebrity in the hospital today. And when he comes out, I'm sure he's going to be a bit of a celebrity around the street. I'm not sure he'll appreciate it, but it'll be worth seeing. I'm surprised Brian has knocked on my door tonight. Or not my door, my mother's backed up. Yeah, careful with your words, Huw. It's right time twice a day at least. It is that, Yvonne. That clock. Every clock's right twice a day. So yeah.
Is that Yvonne?
Yeah, that's Yvonne. That's something the old man would say, wouldn't it?
Yeah,
if the clock's on,
like
stop.
Twice a day.
Yeah.
At least twice a day.
So, yeah. I've forgotten what I was going to say again. Right. What was I saying? Yes, thank you for the article. We were hoping that Brian Screws might knock on the door here to ask me a question, possibly. Is it going to happen, Brian? Are you tuned in tonight? You've had no forewarning. Prince hasn't told you I'm about you, so you won't know I'm in you today. I thought that maybe we might have had a knock on the door. However, that can be arranged. Hopefully in the next few days we'll have a little walk around the street and talk to a few more people, possibly. How's that work for everybody? Think that'd be a good idea? Anyway, we're in my childhood house. How many people can say their parents still live in their childhood house? Many, I'm sure, but tonight that clock has taken my interest. It's also taken my mother's because it's still on the wall.
I've tried to knock it off a few times. Oh, I'm not trying. I can't stand that clock. I've hidden it twice and he's found it.
Yeah, I'm surprised there's no more in you. There was more here at one time. From the end, once it's over, it's over. It's all or nothing on Kickstarter. So if it's not raised, it doesn't get. Oh no, we're back. Signal dropped there. Yeah, so we're 6 days away from the end. If it doesn't get funded, it doesn't happen. But not the end of the world. Everybody's sort of with me, and I think I've seen a lot on this over the last. I've learnt a few things, I can tell you. But yeah, I'm still rather hopeful, and I think we can all do this together if we want to. And yeah, if you're after the book, if you fancy the book, get online, start buying. Okay, go on. You can find it through either Kickstarter itself, or you can go onto my website. Tell your friends. Tell two friends. Tell two friends that are interested in documentary photography, photo books. If you're interested in family, if you're interested in crazy dads, Welsh dads, and anything like that of that nature, then this might be the book for you. It's full of funny anecdotes and stories. It's also full of photographs. If you're into that kind of thing, or if you have friends that are into that kind of thing, then they're the ones who need to buy this book. And if they like buying books, then this is the thing for them. So tell two friends, get them back this project. That's all you need to do. If everybody on here got two friends to back this project because they like photography, not because they need to back something. If they want a book, or if you want a book, now's the time to make it happen, because in 6 days' time, it'll be gone. There'll be no Scaffold into the moon, not for a while anyway. Kickstarter only lasts 4 weeks. It's an opportunity for you to buy during that 4 weeks, to pre-order, to make the funding, to make the project happen, to print it, to edit it, to design it, and make a final product. And you can buy into that before it's made. So basically, you're making it happen. I believe in this project. It's been a passion of mine for nearly 2 years, or possibly more than 2 years, all told. And I believe in it, and I think that we can still make this happen. So, those of you who have bought a copy or even backed the project by whatever way, through donating, or whether you've bought a copy of prints or a t-shirt. No t-shirts bought yet. There's one, but nobody bought one. I wonder if anybody's interested. If you are, go and grab yourself one. Shwai Lee, thank you for joining. We're in my mum's house here. Admiring the pictures in the background. If you look up there, we've got a picture of me with long hair next to my grandmother and my daughter and my two little niece and nephew there. That's Tina's kids. Oi, oi, mate. Yeah, so if any of you out there are interested, share this like crazy. Tell your friends about it. And if you're interested, buy a copy. Now's the time to make it happen. So there's my sell. I'm not doing any more selling tonight. I do enjoy doing this for the fun of it. Closer, please, to the long hair. Oh, hang on. Let me just pull this down. Ma'am, if there's dust on this now.
There is it.
Oh, have you been dusting? Oh, do, there's a handsome man. Hang on. There you go. Oh, look, the moon has joined me. How's that for an American picture? That just looks like I've just graduated from American high school. Do you remember that, Ian? I was a student in your class back then. That's 10, 11 years ago. Look at that, clean shaven and everything. Huh? Long hair. Well, longish hair. Sweet swoo. I'm fascinated how the moon has joined my head, dear. It's actually the bulb of the lamp. Whoever's laughing there, stop it. No, that's a good picture. I don't know what happened to my hair though. Do, that's all I can say. Not switsu dish, that's do. I can't believe you still got that up there, Mum.
One of my favourite photos.
Well, we almost, I'll have to put that back later. So I'm joined you by my mother. So this is my mum dish.
Hello.
What do you want about John Paul? That wasn't a wig. You cheeky persona. That was not a wig, my friend. This is a wig. That was proper hair back then. It was cool, yes. Who's saying that now, Kai? Is that you, Mum, or Maddie? I think it was your mum. She thought I was cool. She still thinks I'm cool, doesn't you, Mum? Yes. Good evening, Huw's mum dish is saying. So.
Hiya.
Oh, hang on. There's someone in the background here. So
my second son is in the background.
He's the one that gets the special sausage dinner.
I saw that there.
You were meant to hide the evidence, Proud.
It was supposed to be in the bin, you know, not on the counter.
Huh?
The sausage dinner.
Is it?
And the other one was left there with the lid off it.
I thought you done that for
Ah. Yeah, I think now you're having it in a box. And 4 plates, yeah?
But we have got a nice bowl of fruit. I was just admiring your bowl of fruit. I want to know if this is a pear.
Perzen.
It's a perzen. Ta-ta, Gemma, Kai, Maddie.
Tata, Maddie, Kai, Gemma.
Is it rather hwyr, is it? I'm not sure.
It is 8 o'clock.
Hello, Sharon. Which son's favourite dish is asking?
I haven't got a favourite. I love my boys the same.
Yeah, hang on, before you answer that, ma'am, so I can get some psychoanalysts on top of this case and see. Can you say which son is your favourite again?
I haven't got a favourite son. I love my boys the same. Every mother should love all their kids the same.
Proud, what do you think? Do you think she's lying?
I won't get any sausage dinners in front of my friends a lot.
Yeah, you be careful what you say.
Right, my people who are doing the lie detectors, can you send that over for analysis? Because I think we're going to get to the truth tonight, I believe. My brother is the favourite son, okay? We've known this for years, but it's coming to light now. I've not come home to a cooked sausage dinner ever. So that's fact. There's proof here.
Your favourite, isn't it, love?
Is it, Proud?
It is.
Yeah. That's the first time I've had my brother on camera at all. He probably wasn't expecting this.
No.
I can tell by his face he's not the mirror.
Yeah, my brother does not like being filmed at all. I don't blame him, because I like the limelight, and that's what I'm here for. I love the limelight. Yeah, that's why I'm doing this. I'll stop filming them now because I can see that everybody's under pressure. But I'm going to set up an interview this week with my mum and maybe my brother. I don't think it's going to happen, but who knows?
Please,
Pass me on a Saturday.
Please, people, buy your book.
Stop begging, Mother.
Peace. I can have peace. I want to have a camera stuck in my chops every now and again.
Oh no, that's not going to stop. This is a continued thing. This is a life sentence for you. Yeah, no, don't buy a book. I definitely don't want you to buy a book now because my mother thinks this is going to stop So maybe we can keep this going. This is life. This is how it should be. We should be filming everybody day in, day night, and day and night. Day in, day out. Yeah. What was I going to say? I was going to say yes. We're going to set up an interview, a live interview. I'll have my questions ready, and I'll be filming it through Kickstarter. Keep tuned. I'll let you know. It'll be happening soon. Maybe we can get my father in on it if he's feeling well enough. Or maybe we'll go and film him down in the hospital, as suggested by someone the other day.
He'd love that.
He would love that, wouldn't he? You can just, you just imagine. Do you think he'd disapprove, Wow?
I don't know. I don't know.
Yeah, we wouldn't like to comment there.
No, no.
Oh, there's been plenty of questions here. Hang on. On YouTube, what is Justin Lee Watkins? Should my evening, Paul? Definitely not you who gutted. No, you're right, Dish. I think I was the second favourite son. Yeah, my mother always did favour my younger brother. Hope he has a good bedside manner. And by that I'm assuming you mean my father. Yes, but I'm sure all is good. Yeah. Okay, we'll be back soon. Stay tuned. Thanks for joining me. If I've got anything else to say, I'll send it across to you somehow or other. Maybe we'll go live. I probably should say one or two things here, and I didn't write it down. I was in a rush. I took myself and my wife to see our son's teacher, and that's why I was late going live. But hell of a time. We had a hell of a time. We joy, yeah. It's good to us. Actually, it was rather good. It was nice to speak to his teacher. And she was very lovely and had good things to say about Kai, and that's what you want. That's what you want. Now remember that now, Aaron, if you're still tuned in, or if you had to go to bed yet. If not, Max, you're a good boy anyway. You're both good boys. Kai, on the other hand, Drug, mate. Drug. Anyway, I'm leaving you now. Call back again. I'll let you know when I'm going live, but I should be going live Sunday, and I'll let you know of anything extra in between. So in the meantime, do me a favour, let's fight the fight. Get on your scaffold. Let's go to the moon together and make this book happen. Start sharing. Tell your friends about it. Everybody wants to buy a copy. No, everybody who's into photography wants to buy a copy. Diolch yn fawr. Cheers, Dish. Thank you, everybody, for following me. Thanks for sharing and supporting the project. Over and out. Brussels sprout. Tidy.